Amanda McNamara, and I created Monarch Mental Health. And I kind of want to just do a little walkthrough on the journey of how I got here, and how I would love to include all of you at some capacity if you're willing, and maybe it sounds of interest to you. So I'm assuming I just click buttons. Yeah, let's click the button. So thank you for having me here. My anxiety is through the roof, but what's new? No, I will not pass out on you. But thank you for taking the time to just have open ears and open minds and just hanging out. So I guess a little bit about myself first, because even though I created Monarch, I'm still Amanda. And I see myself strongly as a mental health advocate, an artist. I do acrylic and collage art, most of which include art history pieces. I'm in love with art history. I am a dog mom, and I'm founder and creator of Monarch Mental Health. My passions are mental health advocacy, human rights, animal rights, of course art, definitely music. I was gonna play Walk Like an Egyptian, get my jitters out, but I held off. I don't have my tambourine today. Music, and of course patient advocacy. So here we are, to not bore you, but there are some heavy bullet points I think maybe some of us can relate with. I personally battled bipolar 1. I was diagnosed when I was 19 years old, and it's been an interesting journey for sure, and I'm not sure if anyone in here struggles. You don't have to obviously tell me, but if any one of you struggles with bipolar 1 especially, but of course depression and anxiety and those types of things that kind of stem along with that. Probably about, I think 8 years now, 7 or 8 years, I was in a very severe depressive state. I went through a lot of trial and error with medications, about 45 plus in the span of 3 years. And I couldn't hold a job, substantial debt. Can't really tell you how much that's changed because life. But in the 3 years of just the hopelessness and didn't want to be here anymore, realizing how dark of a place that it can be, and the support team and tribe that I had, I thought of how many people didn't have a support or tribe like I did, and how blessed and thankful I was. And I realized that I never wanted anyone to feel alone. Now, obviously, we know about what we can and can't control, but it is a deep passion of mine to never let anyone feel like they are alone. And so if I could have extended even 2% of my tribe, or 5% of my tribe, or however I could balance it so I didn't deplete my cup, but to be able to help others, they opened my eyes of how much they impacted me through not only the bad times, but of course the good times too. They've never had judgment. They always showed love, and they loved how they could. Sometimes it's hard to love people who are going through depressive states or in a manic state doing irrational things. So after all of that, I had, I'm backwards right now, but throughout my time, I thought of my grandpa, who passed when I was 4 going on 5, and I know it sounds maybe a little silly, but I'm thankful that I have the memories that I do of him, of his time here, as he had lost his life to suicide, and everything that I was learning about my illness along the way, and asking questions, because I felt like that when I went to the doctor, I wasn't being explained, or it wasn't being explained what the illness is. All they do is treat the illness. So my questions became, why? And I found this, that about 7 years ago, like I said, when this happened, is I will never quit my personal fight. And then the quote is, I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples. And So I cast my stone and I kept going. Did I go backwards?
Nope, you're fine.
I'm good, okay. So I was still around this time dealing with that depression, and very much in a mixed state. And for some reason I had it in my head to create the Warrior Boutique, which was basically just like a classy crap garage sale. It was just an upscale garage sale. And it was a way, because at the time I didn't have income to pay my bills, and then a percentage went to NAMI. Again, my passion was to raise awareness, and in that mixed state I was very passionate about sharing knowledge about mental health and mental illness, and especially bipolar, since that's my diagnosis. And I felt like I became a billboard for Bluffton of bipolar. Gotta love alliteration. And I didn't really care, because I felt like it shouldn't be something that was locked in a closet and pushed away. And I think of my family, where it's very, very hereditary. So at this time, I think, again, my slides are out, but this is when I decided to check myself into Adams Memorial inpatient. Through once getting out of there,